In the near future, humanity has been ravaged by a disease caused by a parasitic fungus transmitted by bodily fluids. In the prior decade, most of humanity that was infected have turned into fast, mindless zombies called hungries. The only remaining hope is a cure that could be obtained from research on a small group of second-generation children who crave living flesh, but still think and learn, as the fungus has a symbiotic relationship with those born infected neonates. The children are imprisoned by a group of soldiers led by Sergeant Eddie Parks and go to school at an army base in the home counties, where they are experimented on by Dr. Caroline Caldwell. Helen Justineau is responsible for educating and studying the children. Among them is an exceptional girl named Melanie, who Helen grows particularly close to, thus forming a special bond. Caroline asks Melanie to pick a number. Melanie picks 13, sealing the fate of Kenny, whose brain is later shown in a jar, implying he was killed and used for research. When the base is overrun by hungries and the operating lab is breached, Melanie escapes and wanders outside, where soldiers are being violently attacked. Melanie and Helen board an escaping truck with Caldwell and 2 surviving soldiers, Gallagher and Dylan. Melanie is restrained and muzzled to prevent her from biting the others. Dylan is killed when hungries attack as the group stops for water, and the truck is disabled when a fuel line is broken. The group reaches London by foot and makes their way through a swarm of dormant hungries using a blocker gel that masks their scent, rendering them largely invisible. They take shelter in an abandoned hospital for the night. Caldwell reveals that second-generation hungries were discovered after babies killed their infected mothers by eating organs to get out of the womb. In the morning, the group realizes they have been surrounded by hungries. Melanie, as a second-generation hungry, is ignored by them and therefore goes to explore abandoned houses, eating a stray cat during her time out. She helps the group by leading the hungries away with a stray dog so the group can escape. Caldwell attempts to dissect Melanie upon the group's return to the lab, imploring her to sacrifice herself for Justineau. Melanie comes to the realization that she is not an experiment and that her kind, human-zombie hybrids, will be the future of the world. She escapes and sets the towering pod structure alight, causing it to release an immense cloud of spores. Caldwell chases after her, but is killed by the tribe of children. Parks leaves the lab in search of Melanie, but becomes infected by the spores. He hands Melanie his gun and tearfully asks her to shoot him, as he does not want to turn into a hungry. Melanie obliges and shoots Parks as he is about to turn. In the lab, Justineau stands inside the sealed door, watching the spores fall. The film ends with a tearful Justineau, safe but confined to the sealed mobile lab due to the lethal spore-filled air. Outside, the hybrid children of the army base, along with the feral children, sit together, kept sternly in place by Melanie. Justineau speaks through a microphone, educating the newly dominant human species.